All right, welcome back. Rope flow part 2. Today we're going to learn the dragon roll. It looks something like this. So if you haven't seen my last video, go back, check that out, and then come here. A couple of things we talked about in the last video that are very important is, one, establishing your directions. So remember, my overhand is north, my underhand is south, and I have my west and my east. Remember, the rope will always flow from north to south. So north is overhand, south is underhand, and your orientation to the rope changes, but the rope does not. Okay? To quickly go over what we went over on the first video is we learned overhand race and chase here, propellers, and underhand race and chase. Today, we're going to build on our propellers. So we talked about in the last video that overhand race and chase and underhand race and chase are really important because they show you how to shift your weight when you're traveling forward or backwards. Okay? And propellers are the basic foundational movement for lateral movement for side to side. Okay? Now, the dragon roll is what really unlocks your lateral movement. Okay? And the movement is in the name. So this is what a dragon roll actually is. So it looks something like this. And here I learn how to shift my weight from side to side. And this is now the basics for all athletic movement in the lateral plane, where you're moving side to side. Okay, so let's break the movement down first. So to start off, this is the easiest way to learn. I'm going to show you how to break everything down and then build it back up to one movement. I'll show you the biggest mistakes people make. So right to left, because I'm in overhand here to start. Okay, so I drag and then I reset. Drag, reset. Drag, reset. One of the biggest mistakes people make here is that they don't have the rope wide enough. Okay, the rope has to stay wide as you do this. And it should be smooth. Do not go fast. Slow it down first. Once you get the action movement, then you can go faster. Okay? So eventually it's going to look like you're just going back and forth, and that's fine too, because it does teach you how to shift your weight from side to side here. But for the sake of this video, we go from right to left, and then here we flip. Okay? Now, I just want you to practice this flip here, just going back and forth, because the biggest mistake people will do is this. They try and flip it just with one hand. And you may be able to flip it, but you're going to run into a lot of problems because you see that, it starts hitting your leg, his heart starts doing this other stuff you don't want. It's both hands. So palms are down, flip, palms are up. Palms are down, palms are up. And same thing, you have to keep the rope open so it clears your entire body. Okay? So now you can put those together. Right to left, flip. Okay? Reset it. Right to left, flip. Once you have that, now you drag behind you and you flip. Okay? Drag here, here, drag, flip. Drag in front of you, flip. Drag behind you, flip. Start slow, build it up. As you start to get more comfortable with it, now you can start to do it all together. Remember, go slow to start. There's no reason to add speed. First, you get smooth, and as you start to get smooth, you can add speed, but you don't sacrifice the smoothness. Why? Well, in the smoothness, you start to get this weight shift. Okay, you see how I'm starting to shift my weight here? Now I'm unlocking everything that the dragon roll has to give me. Okay? This is the basis for feinting. So all the people that are really good at crossovers, Allen Iverson basketball, people in football who can separate, Messi, who's such the best soccer player out there, his feints. All of this is this movement, and yes, they're quick, but they're so smooth at changing direction that makes them so hard to defend. This is like Kyrie. These guys know how to shift their weight so smooth, and it doesn't look clunky, doesn't look robotic, because they can move their weight and they can shift their weight. And that's what the dragon roll teaches you, how to shift your weight from side to side. Look, I can pick up the foot that doesn't have any weight here, and I'm going from side to side. Okay? Good. So now I've learned the movement and I'm stationary. how does this actually incorporate to the rest of the row flow? Well, to kind of, again, talk about the first video, you haven't seen it, go back. And if you actually like these videos and you find them helpful, please share them and come back for some more, okay? So, overhand race and chase. We got into this movement, and then we did propellers that take us into underhand race and chase. And I said propellers are this like transition movement, okay? But now we have our dragon rolls to do that. So we practice around the world. We go from overhand race and chase to dragon roll. And I can sit here and do a couple of dragon rolls and then go to underhand. Remember, how do I know when to transition? Well, it's all about rhythm and weight shifting. So if you understand the weight shifting, you're going to get into this rhythm. And one movement goes straight into the next, but it's super smooth. It never breaks. See? Boom, 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 and it's smooth. And then I can get a little fancy with it. I can go this way, straight into underhand. You go underhand, straight into a dragon roll, straight into overhand. And that's how you play around the world. Now, what I haven't talked about is what happens when I face east, because I'm facing west. If you remember, we talked about that north and south are opposites of each other, and west and east are also opposites of each other. So, if I'm going from right to left, for me, which is probably different if you're watching this video, it's probably left to right, but for me it's right to left, right? Because I'm following my directions, always overhand, always underhand. So right to left. When I turn east, it becomes a left to right. So it's the opposite direction now. So I'm practicing the weight shifts in a different way, okay? And once I get this, I can also practice my transitions from east to west. And it's, again, all about the weight shift and how clean can I transition from one side to the other, okay? And then I can go into my around the world and find that. So now all I'm practicing is how do I integrate this with the rest of the rope flow, okay? Good. Once you get that and you really get the movement, let's start to have some fun with it. So the next thing here is I want to actually start to practice my lateral movement, okay? So I do something like this. I get into it, and remember, it's about the weight shift. So I'm waiting for the perfect time to step with my weight because I'm transferring my weight. So here, boom, boom, boom. I'm loading my foot. Oh, wrong one. See? It gets clunky. It doesn't feel smooth or easy when I'm off. Boom, 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 boom. Good. And now I'm practicing how to move side to side. Same thing, you do it facing east, give you a different stimulus, different direction, pushing off the wrong foot. And it's a push, pushing off of your foot. That's how you change direction, okay? Now you can get into your rope flow and kind of just mess around with it. Oop, wrong one. So I'm here. I get into my rope flow and do some dragon rolls. Go this way, go this way, go back the other way. Boom. Go back this way. And you just kind of mess around with it. And now you've just added a new tool to your arsenal, a new tool to your flow. And the goal is just get really comfortable with this movement. Keep doing it, find different directions, find patterns that you like, mess around with it. And another reason why this is important is because the dragon roll, at least the movement of the dragon roll, it's so foundational for the next moves and next tools we're going to kind of get here, okay? So let me kind of show you a sneak peek. When it comes to throwing or serving in tennis, okay? This is one of my favorite things. So this is a dragon roll, but if I face north, this stays as my tennis serve. Now I'm just changing the levels of my hands, but I'm doing a dragon roll. Boom. Boom. Okay? It's one of my favorite things to do. So let me make it even better for you guys. I'm going to face east, and I'm going to show you what I can do with this. Boom. Boom. This is my tennis serve, my volleyball serve, but it's all the dragon roll. And yes, I've added a little extra movement, but it's not hard to do, to it. Now it's also, say I'm kind of boxing, a dragon roll kind of mimics an uppercut here, boom, teaching me how to shift my weight. But the whole movement of the dragon roll is so foundational for the next step. So I really want you to get used to it, understand the movement, get comfortable with it, integrate it into your flows, everything you can, okay? So go ahead and practice the dragon roll. If you've been enjoying these videos, please like and share. Come back for the next video. Don't forget, keep your rules, practice, get smooth with it, and then come back for the next. Thank you.